Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are, game number 2, coming at you, Immortals versus the Dire, and currently the Dire up 1 game to nothing here. And they are back on the Radiant side. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm Breaky CPK and joined by Z-Rock here once again. Here we go, game number 2. So it sounded like you gave a little bit of an outdraft there in game number 1, mainly with the support hero picks of the Immortals, perhaps.
Yeah, I would say like 60% outdraft, 40% tempo loss. Like they did a couple things right in the early game. They took some bad fights right when this Dire team hit their big one-item power spikes, where they all got these team-oriented items and were ready to team fight. Immortals needed to dodge team fights for a little bit longer, wait till at the very least that Deso was done on PA, and then maybe they could have pulled it out, but I'd like to see something with a little bit more flexibility in the draft. Support with an actual hard stun, some type of flexibility, so if they fall behind, it's not just over.
Well, slight different. They banned Night Stalker and AA right here. Remember, Jakiro was part of those bans last time, so leaving that open. We'll see if that comes into play, but Venomancer is going to be first picked once again.
Oh boy.
All right. NP Necro.
That's okay then. So we get to see what the Jakiro ban was all about. We will get to see it picked. Incredibly strong pushing duo here out of the Dire. Jakiro Veno just brutal at shoving down towers. And if you're on Immortals here, you have to think about banning that DK again. Yes, Necro is a pretty good answer to it. Then DK's armor and EHP pool doesn't matter as much. You just slam a Reapers on him. But it's still going to be something in the back of your mind that can we deal with the push power that's going to come with this?
Yeah. NP's been interesting. Obviously, he had the great success at TI7, most noticeably in the hands of Mind Control for Team Liquid. But post then, with all the FPL going on, this has been a top-tier hero, in FPL especially. You know, really no surprise. However, I will say a lot of the events I've been watching, we haven't really seen it as much. It seems like it's been more the flair for FPL, maybe not as much for actual tournament play. Do you think Nature's Prophet is a really strong hero, and you do expect to see it in these tournaments?
I think he's a very good, I won't go full on cheese pick, but he's a very good surprise pick. It's got to reorient how the Dire is expecting to play their game, how they are expecting to draft, because it provides so much pressure. It can move across all the lanes very quickly. Just shove out lanes tremendously well with the ult. It just kind of changes the game plan a little bit, and it's something the Dire has to make sure they adjust to.
I also like the idea of Jakiro against a Nature's Prophet with the counter push that he brings. You know, all those treants being spawned. You throw a Macropire down and an Ice Bath on top, and some of those can melt away. So, nice idea having him there as well. On top of them just being comfortable with the hero. That was a lot of reserve time used right there by Immortals for that third ban. They end up going with Pugna ban. That's their third ban. Their Spirit Breaker response so far. But yeah, Immortals at least put some thought into that third one. The fourth one, not so much. They end up going with Viper.
Yeah, they're just quickly banning anything that's going to shove down buildings early. They want to stop themselves from getting pushed out at 15, 20 minutes and the game just being over. I'm okay with those two bans. I think they're fine. If you're on the side of the Dire here, though, you've got to be a little nervous about team fight. If like these two heroes, Necro and Nature's Prophet, not the best team fighters on their own, but Necro very, very good at turning a fight, and Nature's Prophet can be on the other side of the map and become involved instantly. So I'm looking to see maybe an Earthshaker getting picked up on the side of Immortals here. Good crowd control, good at counter push, and very, very good at letting you safely choose when you're going to take a team fight.
Noticing that Dragon Knight obviously going through unbanned, as you were talking about too. Maybe not as favorable here, but still one to think about as far as an option. So Immortals, though, their third pick. You liking the Earthshaker. And that 4 position, not getting a support in their first 2 picks either, is definitely standing out. So they still need their 5 and their 4 here.
That they do. And they could also look to drop in like an Earth Spirit would be okay as well. If they want to go that route.
Earth Spirit, another comfortable hero for Misery, I'm sure.
Oh, I think it'd be great on the Immortals side here. Oh, Kunkka. Ugh. Ugh.
You don't like Kunkka?
Ugh.
I like Kunkka.
It's fun. I just don't think it's in the best spot right now.
Oh, they don't got much time to really get this pick here, so discussing
it took a long
something.
time to figure out that you wanted to pick the best hero left in the pool. But
you called that pretty quickly there. Nyx Assassin, a very quick and I like that too, because they're putting Immortals on the clock. They're like, you know what, we're going with Nyx. Now your 4th pick. You only have essentially like 30 seconds to choose.
Yeah. Knowing what you're picking there and jamming it is huge value. Especially if they can get through all the reserve time here.
10 seconds.
Because it's going to be really interesting then for the very last pick. But this does let the Dire do something where they can try to block Earthshaker out of the Blink Dagger essentially the entire game. If they play fast-paced enough and they shut out Earthshaker from getting pull XP and stuff like that, they could absolutely plan on getting every tier 1 and tier 2 before the Blink Dagger even comes online.
Mm-hmm. Rubik 4th pick happening right here. This doesn't seem like a game where his spell steal is going to be that great yet. I mean, stealing a Macro Pyre is nice, I guess, but...
Oh, man, stealing Ice Path feels super good, though.
True, with the cast animation, yeah. But picking up Rubik for that, it's like, is that really what you're doing here? So...
No, I think you're picking him up here for the passive.
Okay.
That passive is broken against this lineup so far. Flat 20% less damage from basically every source of damage they have. It's potentially nuts. And it locks out some of the other potential picks they could go with here. A lot of times when you're seeing a lineup like this is where like the random surprise Zeus comes out. Anti-Mage is going to give them their backup plan now. Now they can slow the game down and still have a plan in the late game. As soon as he gets to Manta Abyssal, Necro just doesn't exist as a hero. So that part's pretty cool.
So I'm guessing that's going to mean CCNC's playing the Venomancer then.
Yeah, I would imagine. It could be like a dual offlane Veno too.
That's
like
true,
Veno
actually.
Nyx.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what they want to do. There's options for sure. All 3 of those heroes can actually be flexed. We saw Navi with a mid-Jakiro a little while back.
God, we saw Navi's been having some success. You brought up that name right there. They've already qualified for one and doing well in another. In fact, they
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
A relatively unknown team.
Wait, who?
Empire got beat by Spartak Esports.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, there's names, but not names. All right, so DP ban coming out of Immortals here. I think that's a solid ban. It would wrap this team up very nicely and giving them a 4-man unit where they could run around and just let AM farm all game. The Bloodseeker ban is very interesting out of Immortals. Out of the Dire here. I don't think it would fit in that well until Earthshaker got a blink. But
he's pretty good against Anti-Mage though, right?
Yeah, he is. Rupture's pretty nuts against AM, but I just think AM would just hide until he got Ags, and then all of a sudden it's immunity to Bloodseeker for the most part.
That's true. Well, not wanting to take the chance, and they are going to use their reserve time quite a bit right here. So again, Immortals will have to react pretty quickly, only having the 3 extra seconds there. But again, the Dire could definitely go a couple of different directions. That's what we're saying. The Venomancer, it just depends where they end up with him. Was it going to be maybe a dual lane of sorts with Zai, or playing it?
Dire could brood here.
Uh-oh. Broodmother, huh?
It would actually be pretty good. There's not a lot of answers left in the pool that would be able to 1v1 the Brood early on. Brood could look to get a couple kills, get an early game.
Into an Earthshaker, though?
Earthshaker doesn't do anything to it till like 6+, and then at 6 you just can't be near your spiderlings.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Earthshaker's fine on paper, but in practice it's like you just die 3 or 4 times before you're level 6. It takes a lot of coordination to shut a brood down, and if you're committing that hard to it, AM gets room. Interesting. Okay, so Venom mid, Nyx off. Standard lanes, I guess.
Spirit. Final pick coming out. Yeah, that's something I kind of looked over myself, to be honest. I was thinking this is just going to be more of the 4 Nyx, but yeah, they go the 4 Earth Spirit here, and they go Alchemist instead with their final pick. The greed is real.
Greedy. So if they lane it how they look like they will be, it's going to be a carry Alch, not a mid Alch. So looking to get a lot of gold on him early game, try to snowball him off into a really fast Radiance. I'm just curious to see what he's going to do, because I think the Radiance build might be too slow. If this Dire lineup connects a couple times with Earth Spirit, gets a lead, turns that into a tower or two, they could really put some pressure on.
Well, this is going to be fun here. Game number 2, obviously the Dire up 1-0 in the series.
That Rubik's Staff's so cool. That little puzzle on the top of it just reassembling itself over and over.
That is pretty cool, yeah. Some decked out skins, man, on either side.
Golden Gravelmaw on the Earthshaker. It's a $80 or $90 totem.
Yeah, I would definitely give the skin advantage to Immortals here.
Oh, for sure.
It's pretty... Is PPD playing a naked Jakiro? I think he is.
Does Jakiro even have a cosmetic?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Actually, you know, now that you mention that, I think he's like one of the few, if not the only hero that doesn't, because I think I've seen that.
Oh, he has an immortal head. They just added that. It was in this TI's set, but...
Well, disappointed. Here we go.
All right. Getting into game number 2.
That we are. So, again, QO going Alchemist with the final pick right here. So, yeah, he's going to end up a safe lane Alchemist. Not going to be your mid Alchemist. Going safe
So then
lane.
the question lies, what is his steroid item to get him to Radiant? In mid lane, a lot of times we'll see just a rushed armlet. Sometimes we'll see a soul ring. That's going to be the choice. Does he have to finish treads before he just goes right into real item? There's a lot of options here that safe lane Alch gets choices on that mid lane Alchs don't. Like mid Alch, you almost have to go treads and armlet, potentially even the soul ring on top of that, just to not die early on. But safe lane, you're protected a lot more. You get stacks in the jungle more consistently, and you can even farm the small camp. So definitely has options.
Yeah. Well, Nature's Prophet is down here with those treants. Obviously very annoying in the early game especially. Hell, really annoying all throughout the game.
Boots first, report NP, ja.
Fast. Little buggers here are pretty fast too, and gonna scout out the Jakiro and Anti-Mage in the area.
Level 1 treants might be one of the most annoying skills in the game, because they don't draw creep aggro, so you can just throw them at somebody and they just chip somebody down.
Yeah. And as a support, it feels so difficult to be able to deal with it. Anti-Mage gets the bounty ring, by the way. Now for Ev. Tell me he's gonna die here. Anti-Mage, he's gonna level up Blink. He levels up Blink, so...
Ooh. Needs the body block to get another dual breath.
8 seconds, another Blink.
Gets the slow. The slow should be
at
enough.
least 4 seconds. Yeah, he's gonna dive this if he needs to. 2 seconds, any salve? No, he's not. He decides to back off.
Man, if the second tick of dual breath hit, that's a dead for Ev for sure.
Yeah.
Awkward Fisher block there in middle. It gave a slight hill advantage to MP, but it wasn't the whole shove back, and now he's just gonna get rolled on.
No, he's taking a good amount of damage right here. The Orb of Venom working from Misery on the Earth Spirit. Going to take some 3 tower hits in return, though, so almost trading damage evenly in the end, but zoning out MP the best that he can. Speaking of zoning out, I mentioned the Treant Protector, or the Treants even. There'll be a Treant Protector here. Protecting Forev and trying to beat down Anti-Mage.
The Surge Shaker running around is going to give Zai a lot of room, though. They have 0 kill pressure on Zai right now. Nyx already notoriously difficult to kill.
Well, Misery just finding his... What is his goal of this game? Gonna rotate towards the top lane and harass, but... Yeah, you mentioned Earthshaker down here.
This is another beautiful laning setup here from the Dire. They actually can lock out QO's farm and reasonably contest him as long as Misery just sits up here.
Well, they're gonna roll back in, actually, and Dubu I mean, both Dubu and QO are lower on life, and Zai, Impale in 5 more seconds. He does have the spiked carapace if it comes into play here. Dubu gonna try to juke through the trees. Not gonna work, though. First blood comes out.
Triple mango start on Nyx is so dirty.
Wow, yeah.
They just have no damage. This, like, Rubik is already a notoriously low damage support. Same with Earthshaker in the early game, and Alk does nothing. This Zai is actually going to reasonably shut this Alchemist down.
Yeah. Triple mango. Jeez, the Orbit Venom on top of that. Yeah, so the whole safe lane Alchemist maybe not going to have the ideal start, and could perhaps a rotation, I mean, do you maybe rotate? Speaking of rotations, actually, middle lane. CCNC going to be lifted up. Nice Fissure on top of that. Misery is here, though, with a Boulder Smash. It's not going to be enough, though. Now Misery could be in some trouble himself. This hasted up Rubik doing a lot of work. Going to auto-attack him down and finish off the jump there. So nice turn in favor of Immortals. They're now up 2-1.
No, that's an even trade, because Misery got Courier. Like, that doesn't show up on the kill screen there, but yeah, that Courier is a huge snipe in the early game. Yes, it puts MP ahead XP-wise in mid, which is going to put CCNC down a bit, but getting the Courier that early on is just massive.
Yeah, it really hurts that momentum in the early part of the game. Going back to the point, though, do you rotate Alchemist mid, maybe, or maybe just try to go full jungle?
You stack for him like a beast. You have to deward the small cam and just try to get a bunch of stacks. QO might die here.
Oh man, Misery finds him. He's just going to run at him. He does have a Boulder Smash. Within Remnant ready to go. One more attack. Yeah, he needs one more, but he'll get it. Yeah, nothing more that Alchemist can do. No TP support coming in. There was no chance for survival at that point. Good find by Misery there.
That ward paying off so much on the small camp.
Oh, true, yeah. Blocking and spotting.
So what are you getting out of this? I mean, the rotation mid definitely helped Necro out. He does now have the net worth lead in the game, but overall they are quite a bit behind. Forev is just struggling right now. He's really found almost no traction down here. He's gotten a few levels, but he's not really even slowing Pycat that much.
You see,
they're putting a lot of resources here.
QO's, he's finding himself in a precarious spot. Doing a good job of dodging the Impale. The South got a little bit of a tick in there, but Misery's going to find him still. Run at him with that Orb of Venom. He lays down the Acid Spray, though, so Misery not going to fight on top of that. And will allow Alchemist to actually run away.
Good man-up choice there. He was dead if he tried to run. So getting the Acid Spray down at least forced off the Earth Spirit.
Ultimately allowed him to survive in the end, of course. So, yeah, Pycat, though, he's not having free farm by any means. He's definitely being harassed quite a bit, and you see this massive stack here. He's going to try to pull it, but yeah, we'll get a couple. There you go. Solid pull up, wants that lane control back.
All in all, though, he's pretty happy to be even with an Alchemist.
Yeah, with how the lanes are set up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's the one getting pressured, and he's still doing fine.
How's the middle going? CS here. We got Necro at 32-7, Veno at 18-4, so MP definitely have the favorite here.
Yeah, the double kill definitely helps there. That's just where he got a huge XP lead, and he's pressuring that into CS.
What kind of build? I mean, we already see right here. He's going to be going Hood of Defiance first as MP, but do you expect earlier on Veil, perhaps? As Fred, by the way, he's going to be found in this Radiant Jungle. Misery missed the initial barrel roll, but it might not matter in the end. Although the Fissure may make it matter. Indeed it will. Pycat, he wants to blink, though. He wants this kill. Needs a couple more auto attacks for it.
He doesn't have boots.
He does not. He is too
definitely
slow.
Not catching this.
He hasn't
Maybe with the blink,
seconds.
But you need 2 autos, and Necro's coming down.
And
so they take the consolation. Yeah, they take the consolation kill. That was a hell of a Fissure. I mean, that saved him so much there.
Yeah.
But Zai's gonna be 6 in like 30 seconds. And then somebody dies. I think it needs to be MP. They need to try to tunnel in on him a little bit. You do see level 6 here on CCNC. He was actually holding a bunch of skill points. Does decide to slam 3 into wards.
Dubu. Oh my gosh, the barrel! No, the Fissure comes out and the Sprout up, and now Misery. He's the one that needs to be careful. Pycat even blinking in, but not going to be close enough. Misery has a Boulder Smash now up. Maybe push away. Remnant ready to go. That's not going to work.
He's saving it to try to get a rollout.
Barrel roll. Where's it going to go? To the left. He gets out here. TP. 3 seconds. He's going to be fine, though. They're not chasing him, so good escape from Misery, actually. get the hell on out of there. But yeah, so going back to the middle match, you mentioned Necro. Maybe you want to keep him in check in the near future. Level 6 on Zai is had. He's still working at the top farm. But Necrophos, though, Hood of Defiance has mentioned. Does he go Veil here? Or what kind of build are you expecting out of him?
Yeah, I would expect Hood into Veil, into Blink or something. Oh man, they get the Alk with the last hit.
He did use Vendetta for that.
Yeah. It's just hard because if you don't go any mobility, it's a little awkward for you guys to take team fights until the Earthshaker finds a Blink Dagger. But you also aren't on that fast of a timing because your Alchemist is way behind. So I'd just like to see him go whatever's going to let him farm. I don't say this very often, but I wouldn't have hated a Midas.
On the Necrophos, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But is going to go this Hood early, which is going to give him a ton of survivability against this team. After that, yeah, Veil seems fine. You don't have that much magic damage, but the alternatives aren't very good. Maybe Force Staff?
Bottom lane here, Pycat. That was a big stack, I believe, was taken mainly by the Alchemist, so how about that? The Immortals over here taking advantage of what was that stack in the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, 4-man rotation too. They should be able to get the tower off of this. Second set of trees should secure this pretty easily.
MP, middle lane, he could be in some trouble. This is that kill that they really want. Misery rolls in, Boulder Smash set up. He does have a Reaper Scythe, by the way. Ghost Rider as well, but he can't get it off. Oh, yes, he can. There's the heals. And now the run is on. MP, can he escape here? Earthshaker puts another Enchant Totem stun out. MP turns around with that Reaper Scythe, gets a kill on Next Assassin. Welcome to Necrophos Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. All of a sudden, he's back to full life and full mana. Just about.
And that is frustrating. Necro one auto away and just Ghost Shroud into a turn kill with Reaper. Oh, brutal.
That hero, man. That's what can happen. You think you have it, you just barely have it, and then you don't. He doesn't even have a magic stick either, let alone a wand. That was just simply tanking it enough, and the Fairy Fire pop.
Yeah, just very unfortunate that the Carapace didn't quite come off in time for Zot. If he'd used the Carapace on the first Death Pulse, they secure that kill, but not able to hit the timing, unfortunately. This push on bottom tower, though, is very interesting. By taking this tower this early, it actually gives Pycat room. Like, Pycat's been under pressure since they rotated 3 down for a while, and now he's getting time to recover.
Yeah, I've always found that interesting over time. You know, that idea, it's like how... It never feels like it's wrong to push a tower to do an objective like that, right? But as you're kind of pointing out here, there is a plus that maybe comes out for the Dire Squad, in this case with the Anti-Mage, of opening up some room.
The only downside for this Dire Squad here is if Immortals takes these 2 jungle camps that are now opened up, the easy and the hard camp closest to the T1.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, Febby's found by the 3 heroes.
But yeah, if they start taking that camp every minute, that is a bit of a gold gain for them. But other than that, this is just all beneficial for the Dire. The mid tower is the one they really want on the side of Immortals, because that opens up stuff like Roche and Ancient Stealing and things like that.
Anti-Mage trying to find the kill on a Dubu. Does not have Mana Void, yeah. No Shrine, though. He's going to run right into Alchemist, though. Unstable Concoction comes out, and that'll force Pycat to run away. He does pick up the Haste Rune. To secure it, at least. And top tower push, though. What do we find interesting?
Oh, I was wondering if he was going to go back in. He saw Alk was doing Ancients there. If he ran back in and leeched a couple of those Ancients, maybe even got one of the last... He has Mana Void then, because he'd be level 8, and then he could have tried to kill Rubik, but... Opting for the safe play instead. He's finally getting free farm time, wants to take advantage of that, rather than the much riskier play.
Top lane, Nature's Prophet. Does have drums picked up. We'll see if he maybe tries to use it to get away. There's no chance of him getting away, so he'll hold the charge. TP out from PPD. Nope, never mind. He decides to stay back, throws out the Macropire. They're going to keep pushing this lane, actually. It's one of those situations he felt like they were going to have to fall back, but they realized, you know what, maybe we can push here. So I'm guessing that cancel was on purpose.
Yeah, it definitely was. They're going to get a ton of chip damage into this, and to be fair, they might even trade it for their mid T1. Veno can hold this for a while with Gale. If he just Gales out the next wave. But they are going to rotate Nature's Prophet back up here. I wonder if they're going to go for the rekill. Like, Zai could, in theory, do it, but he is porting out.
Yeah, they're going to fall back.
They just really don't want to give up this mid tower. They're valuing it more than the T2 top.
Oh, mid tower, you could argue is... I don't even think you can argue it's the most important tower in the early game. As far as the tier
and it
ones
is
go.
deniable. So this is a tough spot for Dire. Do you deny it once you... Like, right now they're jockeying for position on it. You don't want to deny it yet, because if you can force Immortals into trying to take it, you can bait them into something. But after this is all settled down, do you deny it and deny them the gold, but give up the building? That's a hard choice.
Yeah. Sai gonna find Alchemist over here.
And he knows he was spotted. He got hit by the Nature's Prophet ult there, so he knew there was a sentry down lower.
He's just gonna keep walking then, so at least get some information. Oh yeah, he might actually get it done. Yep, there you go. That's a smoke on it as well, so a little bit of extra value there. As well make use of
not
that
going to see this coming.
Well, there's the Impale. He sees it now. Sprout is ready, but there's too much damage on him, especially with that Poison Nova. There was no way he was getting out of that one. So nice chase there.
Heads up play from Zai there. Realizing he can't bring the Alchemist down, and he was scouted, turns it into something that wasn't going to be expected, and really paying off huge. And PPD's still just chunking away at this top tower.
Yeah. I was going to mention that, because not many support heroes can do this, especially on the scale that Jakiro can. And it's reasons like this why you think that teams that pick up this hero, that this is why they value it, is because he can just split push constantly. And he's going to get a tier 2 tower kill for his team. I mean, middle lane, there is a fight breaking out. They got the middle tower, but at what cost now is MP? Ghost Shot has popped. It is Necrophos, though. We saw what happened earlier. Reaper Sight's going to come out. Not enough damage for the kill, though, on CCNC, so he'll stay alive. Magnetize is still up on MP. Trying to refresh it is Misery. It's going to come at a cost of his life, though. Pycat goes over the Mana Void. Not the most mana was burnt, though. I think he underestimated it right there. He blinks in once again. The Plague Lord's also helping to chase, but Necrophos is going to end up falling. Just enough auto attack damage, even, to finish the job right there. So they got the prime target. They got the tier 2 tower at the top lane as well. Great momentum for this Radiant side now.
Yeah, now to note, QO has been totally absent from this. He's been just farming these 3 camps in a circle over and over. Finished an armlet, a soul ring, and he's closing in on a relic. So he did get his time, but at the same time, Anti-Mage's Battle Fury's online. So both kind of hyper carries hitting their item roughly the same time. Because AM doesn't really get the farm going super crazy till he gets a Yasha.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming out shortly. Once he gets to that point, the Radiance will probably be done on Alchemist, and then we'll have a real game. I mean, that's the point where they're both going to try to explode to 1 to 2 more items and then fight like crazy.
You mentioned those heroes all up top of that net worth. Look at who's at the very bottom right there. Under 1,000 net worth. Gold. For good old Dubu playing the...
And most of it's consumables. He literally has 400 net worth.
He is a not a wealthy man in this game, unfortunately. It's not a lot of space to farm with, and again, Rubik's not a hero that's going to be roaming around getting all these ganks necessarily either. And look at this, Zai, by the way, he finds Rev just sitting in the trees nearby, and he's going to set up this kill. Macropire comes down, burning all the trees. Rev is going to run with those drums, and actually, is he really getting away here?
Yeah, he should.
Oh my gosh. That's good.
Zai opting for a Midas over a Blink. Does come back to bite him a little bit there, but... has a Midas.
That's going to sting a little bit. Well, good job right there. You see the spiked carapace, obviously what you can do with the acid spray. Runs at Kyo. Kyo almost ends up dying, but of course the armlet toggle. Making it a little closer than it really was. So he'll go back.
This game is bizarre. It's just 4-man units fighting, and then your carries off to the side, just trying to get what they can. Relic now picked up from QO, so the most dangerous point of his farm is now gone. He got to the big item now, so another kill on him is way less valuable than it was.
How about CCNC choosing to go the Dragonlance first, by the way? On Venomancer. Venomancer is a hero that can build many different styles, and I feel like more of that utility kind of tanky style is what we usually see, but he's going more of the right-click early on, at least.
This is my favorite mid-Veno build, by a long shot. I like going this into even Manta after you finish out the full Pike. Then maybe even a Maelstrom. Like, I don't think Teamfight Veno is as good in the mid lane. Last game when it was an aggro off lane, it worked very well. But I like seeing this more battle-oriented Veno.
Yeah. Man, Rubik, not surprised. He literally melts into the ground. That Macropire on top, so they find the open. They're going to get the tier 1 tower bottom as well. Look at the top lane as well. Venomancer, speaking of him, he's going to get a solo kill on Febby. Slowly ticks him down. This Radiant side, they're just split pushing as a team in different places.
Yeah, there's so many points of pressure right now. Where do you go if you're Immortals? You have to have multiple heroes to do anything, and you have the Jakiro just beating in on your bottom tower. You had CCNC beating on the top one. I'm a little surprised they actually let up the pressure.
And I don't know about you, but to me it feels almost odd that they're able to do this as with a 4-1 strategy, really. Because again, they have an anti-mage on their team. It's not like they're like all in against a team that's farming with an anti-mage themselves, or in this case, even the alchemist. They're doing this with 4 heroes essentially as anti-mage farms up his own jungle, yet it's working. Why is that allowed against Immortals lineup here? Why are they able to do that?
Right now, it's a lack of NP getting off to a good start. If the NP had picked up a kill early game or something along those lines, just a little more time to farm even, where if he ported somewhere, it would guarantee a kill. The split pressure goes down tremendously. But right now, he's just such a non-factor when he ports in. He's kind of just food. Any 2 heroes on this Radiant side will just blow him up. So Forev's lack of a good start is really punishing them right now.
Well, Alchemist, he'll farm up some Ancients here. He's continuing to farm some more, even though he has a Radiance now. Of course, Bot's next in line. Boulder Smash coming through. Misery wants this kill. He's going to go and even applies a Magnetize for this. But now Misery in trouble himself. He's sprouted up and stunned on the Alchemist from the spiked Carapace on top of that Acid Spray. But Misery definitely going to die. He dies to the tower auto attack, in fact. QO credit for the kill.
Yep, yeah, Forev made it back 2 ticks away from death, too. So, not even getting the kill that he committed for.
That's got to sting a little bit. Speaking of stinging, though, Venomancer continues to push out that top lane. The Hurricane Pike is now finished. He's basically been AFK at this top lane, playing PvE more so. Not even AFK. He's been playing against the AI here.
And what this is giving them, though, is a net worth lead against an Alchemist. Like, this is not where you want to be if you're on the side of Immortals, but this Dire squad is splitting the map up so well and getting so much out of it. And Necro did double back for the Force Staff like I was hoping. So he does have a little mobility. What that means is if Nature's Prophet ports in with NP like Necro +1, they can kill anyone on the map.
Yeah.
Like if you have Earthshaker or Rubik or anybody just to supplement the damage a little bit, someone will die. But Zai is scouting him out right here.
Uh-oh. Do they have the follow-up, though? Who's that over here? That's Jakiro. Jakiro, by the way, okay, he TP's out. Look at his net worth compared to the 5 support on the other side. 5,700 compared to 1,100. Yeah, he has a freaking Yules and Arcane Boots and a full magic
Echo.
wand.
They are going to bring down CC&C with this.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Echo committed, Reaper committed, but they do manage to get that kill. That's going to alleviate a ton of pressure. Yeah, Earthshaker's been just slowly not dying, and if you just don't die by about 19 minutes, you have a Blink Dagger magically show up in your inventory. So it does manage to get to that point, and the Blink reveal was with an Echo Slam right on CC&C.
They're going to get Rubik here in return, but as we just stressed, I mean, this is a Rubik that's getting really no farm. You only get 196 gold for Psy right there. Going back to CC&C dying up there at the top lane, though, is that a fault of his, kind of? I mean, we mentioned that last game even, or is that just more so that was bound to happen? You know, a surprise
it's the
blink?
Yeah, there should always be a cost to showing your blink, right? You should always get something. It was a very high value something, but it was expected somebody was going to die there. It's just a little unfortunate for the Dire that it was him.
Yeah. All right, well, he's going to be back up in about 15 seconds. Of course, that Reaper Scythe kill is mentioned. It was level 2 as well, so the plus 20 seconds duration. Added on to the respawn, yeah. And meanwhile, the Dire side of what is Immortals, they're pushing in the tier 1 top tower.
Honestly, the Alk's starting to explode, and the AM's still a little short. Just picking up his Yasha now and closing in on the Manta. The Manta will help substantially. The big spike for the Dire, though, is going to come once he finishes his next item, which I'm hoping is Abyssal. Because at that point, he can just blink Abyssal Manta Necro and just explode him. And that needs to happen. If you can stop Necro from getting off Reaper sites, the game looks a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Got Anti-Mage, you mentioned the Yasha, the Manta style. Continue to see his progression, but yeah, you're right, Alchemist has a hefty lead, now 15,000 net worth overall, his own Manta style. Just about finished as well. Needs the
and some lineups that we see Alchemists, they eventually hit the point where they're farmed and the ags start getting given away and they're not really high value ags. This game, they are extremely high-value Aghanims. You've got Reapers is an amazing Aghanims upgrade. Rubik's is an amazing Ags upgrade. And honestly, I like Shakers in this game too. The mobility is huge. But we are going to see them go ahead and slip in here. There is a brand new medallion on Jakiro, and that's going to be used to take a quick Roshan. Totally uncontested. And I like giving it to CC&C here. He's the one playing forward. He's the one pressuring buildings. It's going to give a ton of time to react if they do go on CC&C.
Well, MP here to protect what is this tier 1 mid tower, still up at 21.5 minutes. And they pushed so much of that top lane. They even got tier 1 bottom, but they haven't got the mid tower yet. MP ready to defend. A pipe will also help with that cause. Spell still is ready for Rubik as well. Currently doesn't have anything stolen. In the flank, who's that? That would be Nyx Assassin. He is spotting QO on the Ancient stack. Currently at half life, actually. But there is, well, there kind of is somebody nearby. That would be Misery.
Well, you should just see that Chemical Rage just went down as well.
Are they going to go?
But,
yeah, they're going to open right here. Is this enough
damage? He got it off, though. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Yeah, getting Chemical Rage off completely stops their chance. Nyx goes down. Misery, he's just going to kind of wait. Look at the top lane, though. Look what Anti-Mage is doing. He's diving into the base even. He wants to skill on Dubu. Is he going to blink further? No, he blinks backwards. As that would have been a very risky and ambitious move, so... They get
just a bit of miscommunication. They needed Misery to silence to start that. And then you can have Zai go in and commit with everything. But a little bit of miscommunication and some mistiming. Let's out slip in the Chemical Rage, and after that, that gank was going nowhere. PPD being found.
Yeah. Things coming out on him. He throws down that ice path. You got Forev. He's unfortunately trapped in the trees. Not often you hear that about Nature's Prophet. PPD. Unstable Concoction follow up, and he probably is going to fall here. No point to use the Yules. He was dead anyway.
It was still down.
Oh, was it even? Okay.
Yeah, it's still on cooldown even now.
Middle lane. This is a chance maybe to capitalize, but nope. Nyx Assassin instead he places a ward behind. So Vendetta's going to wear off right there. He will find MP nearby. And do they have the damage? We saw what happened earlier. Yeah, he's going to get forced after away. The heals come up. Not the most, though. And actually, he will get exploded. This time, the Mana Void is enough damage to secure that kill. Forev TP's out. No, he does not. That timing, though.
That's a big kill.
Uh-oh. Oh, Alchemist, he doesn't have Chemical Rage. I don't know what he was thinking right here. Q's kind of diving into the fray. That might cost him his life. The burn is definitely doing a lot of work right here, but it's not going to be enough in the end. He does go down too. Nyx Assassin is going to fall CCNC trying to finish off Dubu, but CCNC has to be worried about dying himself. Almost out of the acid spray that he was sitting on. He does stay alive again. He has the Aegis, but you don't just want to throw that away.
Yeah. All in all, though, huge team fight win. That's a 4-for-1, and the 1 was just your offlaner. Feels really good. The Dire's going to probably pressure this into a T2 unless they want to just back up and farm the enemy jungle. But that's a huge gain. I don't know what Alchemist was doing there, wandering in pretty much all by his lonesome.
That, if any, like, I thought at least he had Chemical Rage, but I noticed that that was, like, just used and it's still on cooldown. And just what is going on here? And, oh, I've had a brain fart, perhaps. Maybe he thought it was up or something, but not the case. And kind of throws himself and mention how well that fight went overall. You have Anti-Mage now almost 15,000 net worth himself at 3,500 gold saved up. They still have the Aegis onto Venomancer, so they can recoup. And CCNC, he is definitely committing to this right-click style. Not only the Hurricane Pike, but now the Maelstrom finished. So, a little bit of a combat Venomancer. Love seeing this.
Yeah, I really love this build. It's going to make him a little squishier, so he's going to have to be more aware of his positioning, but other than Earthshaker, the gap closes are not great. Zai is just always doing this. He's basically been a mobile ward for the last while, and his Midas pickup paying off. They're going to find Dubu here. Yeah.
Thought he could get away with that barrel roll fissure. Not enough to save him.
CCNC got it with a poison sting off this plague ward that just died.
He'll take it. Jakiro, he's dead. That's a Reaper Scythe kill, actually. He's dead for 70 seconds. I mean, he has a pieback, but oh no! Forev is found right here. He's trying to TP out, but gets stopped by Misery. Venomancer also nearby, but this is going to be turned at least on Misery on the Earth Spirit. Magnetized on 4 heroes. No, maybe 3, but Nyx Assassin does end up falling. You see QO porting elsewhere. He's actually pointing at the top lane, because guess what Anti-Mage is doing? Rack game, ladies and gentlemen. QO goes in there on Stable Concoction, and the Acid Spray will get Pycat to fall back and continue on running. So, nice distraction there of sorts, but they lose 3, so I don't know if that was a very successful, but they do get tier 3 tower at least.
Yeah, those are the hard questions. Like, now the base is open, so AM can be splitting whenever he wants. It's very risky, but it was just kind of an awkward fight there. Zai overcommitted himself with the blink and threw himself way into there, and good punish with the Reapers, and honestly, Rubik managing to do something once he got back into it. But
now that changes everything, in my opinion. That really puts it in favor of this Radiant team as the Aegis gets reclaimed there. But CCNC just ran down Necrophos, and he couldn't do a darn thing about it. He did not have the TP on, or I guess he did try to TP, but obviously it wasn't enough at the end by the time he used it. So good run down there.
Smoke, though. They are going to look for CCNC.
Oh, they kind of find him. Fissure, nope. Gonna be canceled. Sprout, he Hurricane Pike's out. There's that Fissure. Concoction. He does not have his Poison Nova. Not that it would matter there. So,
interesting.
It's coming at a cost.
Yeah, he's... I mean, that's been the story of this game, right? CCNC pushing up a little too far and getting punished.
Yeah.
It is opening up a ton of room for Pycat, who we do see make the interesting choice that we've seen a number of AMs make where they go Lincolns instead of Ag. And the only reason that this is it's a little bit more stat heavy. It gives you a little more damage. So it's a better item if you're going to be splitting all game and just trying to farm and push buildings.
Okay. It's gonna bring
but
that
it does
up.
have the Abyssal queued up now. That's the big item for him. Once he gets there, I fully expect them to start looking at 5v5s.
Yeah, the nice addition of, you know, also being able to throw that Lincoln Sphere on a teammate is, if need be, but being an anti-mage, he's probably not looking for that. He's probably keeping it for himself. To be fair, as he should be. So
it is. I mean, the targetable Lincolns is really nice against the Necro because it's pretty obvious who Necro's gonna scythe. Whoever's getting focused down, whoever's possible. But
that is a Octarine Core finished on Alchemist. That's a dangerous item to see on him.
Up and online now. Almost permanent uptime now on Manta Style, on Chemical Rage. It just makes it so you can farm so much, and then you just heal an insane amount in team fights.
As he gets the Octarine Core, he is going to be found here. A couple of teammates coming in, including the Anti-Mage splits up with the Manta Style. The stun comes out initially. With that Spiked Carapace through the Radiance Burn, and the Mana Void will secure the job. You saw Pycat, the Lincoln's getting popped by something right there. I'm thinking it was the Orchid Elf. Forev barely escapes back to base, able to TP out. However, now MP's also caught. Macropire's put down. Febby's just running on top, and he finally Echo Slams. It gets a couple of heroes, I guess. The Fissure stun happening as well, but he's going to be run down. And PPD actually gets credit for the kill onto him. Dubu throwing down his own Plague Gourds that he stole, but he's going to be caught up by Pycat. Nothing he can do to stop him. Yeah, the Lincoln Sphere pop again. He's trapped in the Plague Gourd wars going on, but enough to damage to kill him. And meanwhile, top lane, Forev, guess what? He does end up dying. Nobody has a buyback. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, the only silver lining is there's no creeps in the base, so AM can't just blink in and take the racks. But this should result in a T2 tower. Potentially a look at when the next Rosh is going to be spawning. I was actually laughing so hard because Nature's Prophet treed the Earth Spirit mid-barrel roll, so the trees just instantly died as the barrel roll was going through them. And he was out of boulders, so it was a slow, short barrel roll.
Okay.
And he still managed to get to the other side of NP. I mean, it was just like slow motion death.
By the way, Pycat, you see what items coming to him as they're going to push the racks right here.
Did he go the Diffusal? Yep.
He does go Diffusal. Yep, so he's got the Purge now.
Very interesting. Like, this item has long been the most stat-efficient item for an Agi hero. And then it did receive a nerf because of that. So now it's only 20-30 Agi instead of 25-35. But still opting to pick it up. There's not a lot he's even looking to purge on this side. I'm actually
and Necrophos is the big one, right?
Yeah, purging Ghost Shroud's really nice. But if you have Abyssal, generally they don't even get it off. You just blink Abyssal Manta and ult once they go Ghost Shroud.
Sure, but I feel like we've seen so many times where you think you have the kill on Necro, and he's like, nope, Ghost Shroud, Magic Wand, Death Pulse, I'm back to full life.
Very true.
So, taking that off ASAP is a nice option for the anti-mage. So, yeah, understandable why he goes that route. Jakiro has a medallion up finish. Jakiro's actually working on a Lotus Orb here for the team. Another great item to have. A lot of that single target, as we're mentioning.
Yeah, that item's going to be sick.
Yeah, CCNC, he's going to get caught here somewhat. He just Hurricane Packs over the ledge, though, and he'll be fine. He has a Mjolnir now finished, his own BKB coming along. We see several BKBs coming out, Anti-Mage and Venomancer, so the core's getting it.
Yeah, once he's come out, it's devastating. There's so few ways that Immortals can take a good team fight once those BKBs are online. It's going to take a very aggressive Earthshaker to play around those.
We haven't really seen the Nature's Prophet doing that whole rack game. You know, the split pushing that we were maybe used to seeing with the Nature's Prophet. Is that a fault of him, or is that just because of the strategy of the other side?
I mean, it's a product of his start. So much of this echoes back to the way his game started out. He didn't have phase boots early on, so he struggled to actually pressure his laner. He died a few times, and all in all, he's just kind of been a supportive role. And that's why we saw the drums picked up super early on versus like a Shadowblade or an Orchid, which he does have now, but again, it's just kind of all being a little behind the curve. He's not a TP threat to anyone.
Oh, you also see the 20 intelligence chosen over the 4 tree and summoned as well, so that whole idea of being a split pusher. He is very smart, but not going to be that pushing presence, unfortunately.
To be honest, 20 int is probably better than 4 trees in most situations.
Yeah.
Managed to find Zai with a Reaper Scythe, though.
Yep,
5 heroes on top of a sentry, yeah. But 20 int's all in all pretty good because no one takes the double tree damage and HP at 25. They all take removed TP cooldown, so it doesn't compound, really.
Our Spirit makes his way out of there. You saw the Lotus Orb coming up just in case. I don't think it actually reflected anything, but helps keep him alive. This next kill, though, is going to be a Roshan attempt at least, but there's a buyback. You know they want to defend this. Roshan still has plenty of life. Jump on a Venomancer. The silence comes up. There's a Lotus Orb. Can he get the Poison Nova off at least? He's going to be lifted up in the air by Rubik. Something I reflected. That was a Rubik lift, actually. There goes the Poison Nova. And now Alchemist in the fray of it. He does not have Chemical Rage, by the way. He splits up with the Mantis Style. Currently going to be invis with the Glimmer Cape. Something exposes them, though, with the Dust, I believe. As Necropulse, the Diffusal Blade comes out on top of that Ghost Shroud. A couple more auto attacks. He's dead. Chemical Rage is ready, but he doesn't have the mana. Down goes Alchemist. He's staying dead. They're cleaning up the whole team. Earthshaker, where the hell is he? He's down there trying to TP out. Banging that totem. He will survive, actually, but that's going to be a stolen Roshan in favor of the Radiant side here.
And potentially another Setter Axe, or at the very least a tier 3. There are creeps flooding into the top part of the base, so mid is available to hit. And at the very least, they should be able to force a buyback or two. This is an insanely huge swing for Dire. What a buyback from Zai. He managed to hit 2 people with his first Burrow Strike, or Impale, and really just turned that around for them in such a good way. It got so scattered and spread out.
And you honestly saw Antimate's pressure on the Necrophos, too. Like, with that Diffusal Blade, he popped the Ghost Shroud and he was immediately removed, and there was just nothing he could do. He was in that full-on panic mode, trying to run, and Antimate just simply runs him down. So, yeah, great execution across the board, no doubt, from this Radiant side. They're up 1-0, trying to finish the job here in this best of 3, and move along in the winner's bracket. It is a double elimination tournament. We'll reiterate here. So Immortals, of course, still in it in these qualifiers, but definitely going to be a tough, tough journey, as expected from the beginning in this event here. So
this Dire squad, though, it's just looking so coordinated. I mean, I said this on the podcast over and over, that this is potentially my #1 seed or my #1 new team for sure in North America. There's just so many stars, and the way they're playing together is great to see.
Well, I mean, with the King's Cup success, that being the very relevant tournament, just as of yesterday even, they finished first place, as mentioned in the group stages, including going 4-0 yesterday. I mean, they got to be the favorites of this qualifiers here, outside of EG, of course. And we haven't seen them play yet with their new roster even. So I'm sure you'd still favor EG in the end. But let's talk about that. That, of course, potentially going to be a fun matchup.
I don't know, man. I give a lot of credit to PPD and all this. The way he drafts, the way he executes, and guides his team is just amazing.
Bycat, he just jumps in. Easy kill coming out right there in Dubry. And they're making a statement now, finishing the game. Good game, well played, will be called. And indeed, it will be a victory for Team Dire. So the PPD stack comes through, and they take out Immortals here in this 3-game series, 2 games to nothing. Moving on to the next round once again. So congratulations to them. Ends up being the 2-0 series.
Yeah, a very convincing 2-0 series. That was impressive.